fucking noise. What is wrong with you? It is the Ciprito. Please, what spirit?
Yeah, talking about Adire. Adire is a very interesting movie. I found the movie very, very calming, it's serene. I love the approach to the movie, and I think it's a movie everybody should see because the directing, the plot development is so beautiful. It is not trying to outdo itself. It is so gentle and subtle. I like movies like that because there are kind of movies where you have people, the speed, everybody, blah 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 blah. Adire is a movie that talks about human trafficking, talks about drug trafficking, talks about prostitution, talks about a whole lot of women development as well and family in a different light. It's beautiful to see how the writers interwove all these elements into one. And Kehinde Bankole is such an amazing actress. Jesus Christ. She carried the movie with her supporting actresses. You see, this movie is a movie where they allow the men take the backseat a bit. And the women, even though you might say, yeah, it's feminist, blah, 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 but it does it without trying too hard. That is what Adire is doing here. And I love the fact that it is cultural in its element and its values. And it's not a movie that tries to impress you too much with, too many shots of Lagos, too many shots of Lekki, too many shots of city. This movie does so much by just taking you through an adventure into, what's it called? Ibadan. That is Oyo. You see the beautiful brown roofs that makes the city what it is. And all these things add to the production value. The movie tells a story about a lady who has been constantly trafficked and pimped for the wrong reasons. A prostitute who is trying to regain her freedom and steals her pimp or her boss's money and elopes or escapes to a very far place where nobody will catch her, and that was where the story develops. Consequences unfold. You have a whole lot of new experience. I love movies like that takes you away. It follows a journey, and that's what Adire does. A movie that takes you through character development. Not many Nollywood movies do that, actually. We have to see the truth. Not many movies of Nollywood show you how characters evolve and how characters are taken out of their comfort zone, or how characters leave their comfort zone to a new place where you start seeing different sides of them. Not many. I'm not saying they don't, but not many. So Adire does very well in this, and it doesn't do it trying too hard with special effects, with visual effects and things like that. Nah. What the movie does is it allows you witness, and it's so real. It's so real. It uses the most unexpected character, a prostitute. It's funny how some of the biggest stories told have likable characters, lovable characters, characters who are larger than life and people love them so much. But the beautiful thing is, some of the most impressive and most enduring human stories are stories that are told from the angle of reality. The prostitute on the streets, the beggar on the streets, the seller on the streets, the street urchin, the downtrodden, the scum of the earth. Sometimes it's important to see life from the angle. It's important to see how life, it's very important to see stories from the angle. And it is beautiful to see Adire trying to do that as well. A prostitute steals money, after selling her body so much and getting objectified and getting used by her boss, who doesn't want to even see anything but money, 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 money. She leaves to a new dimension where, guess what? Where she's moving to, there are lots of women there. She's even helping them. But the story doesn't even show you. The story shows you another different dimension of her character. That's why I'm giving props to Kehinde Bankole here. Because one of the beautiful things about this movie is the way it shows Nollywood and the way it shows Nigeria. You see, it's important that we tell stories using different sides of our cultures. Yeah, Lagos has been overflogged. It has been overused. And sometimes when you watch movies that are set in Lagos, it can be exhausting because you've seen all these scenes, you've seen all the setting all over, all these buildings, you've seen them all over and all over. So why don't we have some vintage apartments Why don't we have some cool buildings that are not doing too much? Why don't we have some beautiful women who are not trying to do too much? Some proper town, village women, local women in their element. By the way, Yvonne Jegede also did so well, so beautiful. These women are all beautiful. There is Funola of Hiebi, and as for the male characters, we have Femi Branch, we have Yemi Black. So these guys do so well in bringing in something different. I like the fact that Kehinde Bankole she looks like she was enjoying her role, goes into a bar. There are bar scenes where she sits. Of course, Lai Wasabi as well, the skit comedian, is also there. And I love the fact that the movie is allowed to just run. They're not trying to add on crazy suspense and force it into it. No, the movie takes time to develop. So if you're a lover of movies that are calming, maybe you are coming back from a stressful day and you just want to relax, that's the kind of movie for you. If you're also searching for movies and you're not seeing movies, oh my god, what movie can I unwind with? Maybe she can see Adire as well. It is not action. It's not for people who just want action. It's for people who want to take things easy. People want to relax. I even think Adire might not be for Lagosians. That's a joke. So, if you're somebody who, you are used to ease, not rushing, take time. Appreciate the acting in Adire. It's beautiful how you see Kehinde Bankole, who plays a prostitute, become a messiah in a town where the women are losing their femininity, their sexual appeal. They feel they are losing their sexual appeal and things like that. And she has a pastor's wife. Religion also comes here as well, because the movie says a whole lot about religion. Religion tends to be very, very judgmental, critical of this kind of characters. So it is interesting to see how Adire positions two people. Funola Aufiebi's character, who's a pastor's wife, and Kehinde Bankole, who is playing the prostitute. You see them come together and you have a clash of values, a clash of morality, a clash of personality, a clash of characters. So it's interesting that a place like Nigeria, directors are willing to, confront such issues, because religion is such an issue. You expect that, most times in religion, that religion should be more. It should be more forgiving. It should be more accepting. But in this movie, religion can be judgmental. It can be very judgmental. The community of religion can be judgmental. But while it's even judgmental, it also shows you another part of religion that can be forgiving, that can be loving, that can be accepting, and that can be nurturing. And a whole lot of issues regarding teenage pregnancy came aboard. Sexual education. Also raises serious issues about sexual education. Religion and it's the way it treats sex, the way it handles sexual education. You see how it happens there. But meanwhile, the prostitute wields it so well, wields sexual education so well that she's able to confront certain conversations and use them to her advantage in a new, in a new community. Yeah. Also, the movie says a whole lot about, drug trafficking. Is a criminal. It's really like a criminal empire that most of us do not even see. We don't know that there are things like there was a time they were reporting the NDLE was talking about a drug pandemic in Nigeria and how lots of people are doing different things, taking different substances to get high. This movie shows us that it is a lucrative criminal business. It is happening. People are doing it. The fact that we don't know about it doesn't mean people are not doing it. And I like that the movie also shows it. How most times sex, drugs, substance abuse, pleasure are the empires where most of the craziest crimes are committed against humanity. So I don't want you guys to miss out these details as well, because all these drugs that people are talking about in NDLEA that is messing the country up, messing the country in different regions. You know, youths getting high. Where are they coming from? Somebody's definitely trafficking. Somebody's pushing it. So, and you know, the funniest thing about the drug conversation is it's subtle. We don't pay so much attention to it. It's not like, well. We don't really we don't see it as a big deal, but it is a pandemic. And the movie puts it in such a way where you have drug lords fighting for supremacy, fighting for their things to move, for their, for their commodities to push, and how Adire herself moves, evolves, transforms, and renames herself. You have a character whose name is something else, but she moves elsewhere and gives herself a new name. Starts going to church. How does the church react when a prostitute, like somebody who has been getting the attention of all the community husbands at a bar, shows up in church? All the women in church are like, whoa. The pastor's wife is like, man, I'm about to go haywire here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a movie that is well directed, if you want a movie that takes time with its characters, with its casting, with its story, if you want a movie that the director and actors are in a very beautiful synergy, and if you want to see beautiful African faces, Adire is your movie. Ladies and gentlemen, go and see it. It's on Netflix. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, hit the subscribe button like beautiful people. My name is HRM. Want to catch this kind of movie reviews once more? Then subscribe, turn on post notification, and please share this kind of content with people in your circle. We're about to grow this channel. Peace.
If you know, you know. I will give you half, and I will even put something on top.
We have another secret in church.